Christine Bertram coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I appreciate everybody being patient with us. We are in the thick of getting ready for the Autumn Creative Escape. I've got a bunch of lovely ladies here and we're working on making the magic happen for the behind the scenes stuff. And I just had to scoot Bigger Tigger up. He was actually keeping my chair warm. So I felt bad. I was trying to get my butt on the chair and we ended up moving him in the end, and that's all right. But Jill's here cleaning off the glue off the tables, and we're making all the sample cards and getting all the chamois cleaned up, just all the things. And there's always a lot. And it's like, I don't normally schedule so many classes the week of the escape, but we were slated to go to Germany at the end of this month for a long time. And so I pushed everything to the front end of the month. And so that's how Let's Just Stamp ended up today. And we're going to rock and roll through the class. And then I've got another in-person class tonight, this week class. And then I think we'll be ready for the escape. So there's a little bit of legwork to do yet for it in terms of, I got to schedule all the videos and get the agenda created. So for those people who are signed up for the escape, definitely be patient and I will get that information to you soon. All right, I think Diana's coming with my glasses. Okay, I've reached that point where I can't see so well without my glasses. And so did you find it? Yay!
They were over there.
They were over here?
Yes.
Oh, good deal. Oh, they were where I was sitting.
Sends the spasmo to
I sent her on a wild goose chase. Sorry, Diane. She found them.
But I have the dies.
And she got dies for me, so Diane's here helping me put the sample cards together, but I can't. So like I have monovision, so I can see close up in one eye and I can see 20 in the other eye. Like so together, I can see far away and I can see clearly now. The rain is gone, but I can't read this close up without my glasses. Otherwise, I'm like this. So the struggle bus is a real one. So hi, Hope Toy. Hi, Holly. Hi, Debbie Gast. Hi, Sherry. And there's Mary. Hi, Melanie. There's Ann Bellinger. Hi, Carrie White. Hi, Snowy Mom. There's Doris. Hi, Mary Carls. Hi, Sue Deppis. Hi, Jean. There's Sharon Roosh. Hello. Mary Lemke. Hi, Pat Smothers. And Sarah Mitchell's here. Juliet. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're watching and you think I have gorgeous cards. That's awesome. So, what's up? You'll be back.
And I'll do this then.
Okay, no worries. Thanks, Diane. Okay. Always a labor of love, you guys. Hello, Maria Gilbertson. So, we have a great little class here. It's called Let's Just Stamp. And what we did is we married two stamp sets together. We have Autumn Trees and we have Amber Autumn. So we're calling this class Amber Autumn Trees because it's the conglomeration of the two stamp sets. There's a lot of watercoloring. So if you don't like watercoloring, this might not be the class for you. But you might have stamping blends and you might love using stamping blends to color all your focal images. Hi, Mimi Howenstein. I hope you're healing up nicely. Hello, Tanya. Good afternoon. There's Linda Scott. Hi, Sherry Johnson. So, hello, Vanessa Ritter. So at this moment, all the card kits for this class are gone. I'm blown away, which is awesome. We made 60, and normally when we make 60, we've always made 60 all year long. I always have one or two or potentially four left. So we sold out of Let's Just Stamp last month, and we're already sold out this month. Now, I would consider making more. I would start a waiting list. So if you are interested in this class and getting the 3 card kits, it would be free with an order, a minimum order, and that $60 order, or they would be $19 plus shipping. And so if you have something else shipping out this month, and we want to add it, it's going to be a little tight squeeze. We might just hold your shipment because we need to make the kits. And I don't know where the bandwidth is for me and my helpers this week to pull together some more card kits, but it could be on our radar for next week. But I would only do it if I have at least 4 people. Just to cut for one, it takes about the same amount of time as it does to make 4 card kits. So it's called economies of scale, right? So if we're making for 1, we're going to make for 4. And so if we have about 2 to 3 people, we definitely kit up 4 more, And if we only have one or two, I'd probably say, you know what, I'm sorry, we're going to let this one go and go on, move on to other things in life. So just 51 people, and Diane has 9 already for her in-person class, which is not tomorrow night, but it's next week. So, all right. Oh, hello, Juliet from Alberta. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to do roll call. Roll call is my chance to say thank you to those people who did sign up to get this class kitted from me. Because of you, you keep the creativity going. Without you guys getting classes from me, it wouldn't be a very lucrative business. But because I love designing so much and love kitting classes, and I have people that want to buy the kitted classes, that's what keeps me going. And so I appreciate all the people that got this kitted class from me. I also like to do the roll call because in this case, oh man, I hope I did not forget to say somebody, because sometimes it happens that a name gets missed, and this is my opportunity to figure that out. If for some reason we did miss signing somebody up that already registered for this class and it was on me, we'll definitely make it, right? But if I didn't miss somebody, sometimes people will say, I wasn't on the class list, you missed me, and then they find out that they never signed up. And so it's like a little bit of a wild goose hunt to figure out what happened. So just know that we always make anything right. So if you don't hear your name and you know you registered, please let me know right away so I can fix it. We started a new registration process this month, and it has phenomenal. It was such an freeing kind of way to go. And if I was getting a shipment ready for the mail and I'm like, oh man, did they sign up for this? Or then, I try to remember absolutely everything, right? I really do. But sometimes I forget things. And so it was really nice to go back to that Google spreadsheet where there were 80 people that registered via that spreadsheet. Oh, hi, Mom. I saw you in the live. What's up? Oh,
I brought it so you a
okay.
sample. Okay?
Thank you.
I'll just leave it here and you can grab it
Okay.
and compare.
You should show Jill the ribbon that you have cut for her in the box. Yeah, there's ribbon for the project. Jill's like,
I
more
figured
ribbon.
you
I'm not
had a
even taking it
sample.
till
Oh, this was a
Thursday.
sample. She
Sample.
said you can keep it.
Oh, okay.
But I got 3 boxes.
Got it. Okay.
If
So
you
yes.
don't need, it's returnable.
Okay. Thanks, Mom.
You're
So,
welcome.
we're working on product shares. My mom cuts all the ribbon for me, like in the entire business. So mom cuts every piece of ribbon. So if you guys get any cut ribbon, my mom cuts it. And so she was working on cutting the product share ribbon, and then Jill wraps it all around her finger. So it's always lots going on. So, and my mom working. So we started a project last year, remodeling what we call it was like a 3 seasons room. You only really used it 3 seasons out of the year. I think that's why it's a 3 seasons room. But we tore it down to the bottom, and then we rebuilt up, and we expanded my craft room upstairs. And so we kind of got burned out. Like we do. It's like you work hard, spend all the nights and all the mornings and lack of sleep, and you get burnt out, and then you don't want to touch it or do anything with it. Well, now it's go time, and we're finishing the flooring in the stout room, which has been sitting there with plywood so for the last year. And so my mom was looking and shopping for tile with me last week, and then she went up to Home Depot and found some. So that's why she was excited to bring it in to see if maybe it's the right color. So all right, we were doing roll call. So again, thank you to everybody who registered and signed up for this class. I appreciate it. Oh no. So the other class that we sold out of was the Holiday Mini Catalog Launch class and Fun Folds class. We made 80 of them, and I've already had to turn people away, and I don't think we'll make up more for that one. That one, there's a lot that goes into prepping for a Fun Folds class. So we're out of that one, and we're out of Let's Just Stamp at the moment. We have plenty left of ink, paper, scissors, and we have just maybe 4 left of the monthly class, which is pretty good. And then the sweet class that I did the other day, we have maybe like 25, right? So there are other classes available yet. So Let's Just Stamp. Thank you to these wonderful, lovely ladies. Julie Bierschbach, Karen Wetstein, Julie Bottringer, Susan Bellamy, Annette Rollin, Sherry Ott, Tundra Hudson, Mary Jo Stoll, Linda Scott, Debbie Stone, Karen Woods, Sharon Perales, Kelly Gibson, Connie Moore, Doris Munson, Feline Mays, Linda Rios, Lori Baxter, Pat Fleming, Sherry Martin, Mary Novak, Pat Smothers, Lisa Hedgedis, Michelle Foran, Leslie McMinn, Pam Leahy, Donna Grushke, Patty Wright, Trisha Fagley, Carrie White, Lynn Beasley, Angelique McClendon, Mary Lemke, Nancy Billets, Jean Terwilliger, Sue Deppis, Nedra Dover, Vicky Rodriguez, Sherry Everett, Debbie Blau, Linda Hunt, Laura Sullivan, Stacy Ton, Sandy Coit Emery, Angela Knutson, Rose Garibaldi, Sue Spigner, Maria Gilbertson, and Joanne Naples. So a bunch of you are here, which is awesome. Hello, Bridget Rowe. Review when we have Autumn and Creative Zooms and videos. I'm still on post-surgery drugs and can't remember. Okay, so for those that are doing, yeah,
What about all the ribbon that was sitting on top of that box?
it's Judy Immels.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her order.
Okay, all those ribbon, okay.
That Judy order. Yeah, those
Alright,
are Judy's.
thank you.
There should have been a loose leaf paper on
Yeah,
top. That.
I'll leave my fingers on.
Yep. Leave your no touchy.
Yeah.
So, Mimi, I believe we have, for anybody that is doing the escape with me, there's still spaces left for the escape too. We kitted up for 132 because we were really close to 90, and I thought, oh man, we might run out. So we actually added on 12 extra spots. So we have enough to do 132, and I believe we have 113 signed up. So that means that there's about 20 left. 113, like 20, yeah, something like that. 19 left. So if anybody still wants to get in on the Autumn Creative Escape, there's space, and it's awesome. The attendance gift that has the Be Happy on it is coming in. It should be here on Wednesday or Thursday, right in the nick of time. We've got pillow gifts. We've got prize patrol. We've got, we have hello, kitten. I'm trying to remember. We have 11, or is it 13 displays? How many suites are there? There's 11 suites. 8 plus 3. There's 11 displays. So lots of creativity. Hi, honey. Mom, I miss you. I want love. So lots of creativity and ideas. Like the content that you're going to get from it is amazing. We have 8 creative presentations. Now there's 8 creative presentations, and so lots of fun stuff that come with it. Oh, Mom left, but I'll tell her you say hi, Mary. Hi, Carmen Sanders. Hello, Mary Novak is here too. Yay. So I will say, you guys, I'm completely stuffed up. I can't hardly breathe through my nose. The last 6 days has been really hard because I have been a little bit sad for what happened on Wednesday to a good Christian man and the family that he left behind. And anytime you go onto Facebook and you see the posts about him with his kids and his wife, and it's just sad. It's really sad that happened, that it had to happen. It didn't have to happen, but that the fact that it did happen. And it's hard that yesterday was a hard day because I was like, gosh, that could have been anybody. And it doesn't need to be that way. So I completely schniddled my nose up from the crying. And it took me really hard. It really did. And I have to think that what makes it hard too is that people are celebrating it. And it's like, gosh, why are they celebrating that? That doesn't make any sense to me, that we have people that are part of our world that celebrate the death of a person who was peacefully trying to just tell people about his beliefs, right? That makes me feel like it's like an attack on my freedoms too, and my, like, right? So I'm just explaining why I have a little bit stuffy. I'm not apologizing for it because it's just what happened. I took an allergy pill this morning, and that completely helped to like unstuff it. But yeah, it's been hard, you guys. It really hit close to home, or hard, that like that could have been anybody that we actually even knew more personally. And just the thought of the 2 children and the mother being left behind for a split-second decision that somebody had to just not reverse their decision of why they, I don't know, it's crazy. So anyways, we're not here to talk about that, but if you're wondering, I'm not sick. People always wonder, are you sick? I'm like, oh no, but that's what's going on. So I think there are a lot of people, you're right, Mary. Not only me, I'm probably taking it harder than other people. I don't know why. I felt like it was such a waste of a good human being. So, who really like, what gets me the most is the thing that he fought for the most was family and wife and husband and children. And he finally got that in his life, and he had that, and that got ripped away from him, and his kids now have the exact experience that a lot of other kids now, that they have broken homes. And it's like, can't we just give kids complete happy homes instead of broken homes. And yet now he has, what he was fighting against was the broken home, and now he has kids and a wife that have a broken home. And that is what really gets me emotional, that like, yes, right, honey? Sad face. It's bad news bears. Oh, so anyways, you can't think about it, but when you turn on the Facebook, holy Moses, like it brings back that flood of feelings. So, right, oh honey, yeah. So, it's a very, yeah, so evil. It is. And you guys, and I said this the other night on my live, I don't care if people are one side or the other side when it comes to politics. I don't care. I really don't care. I look at, are you a good person or are you a bad person? And my community, I have faith that I believe that my community is built up of good, solid people that have good morals. Anybody who celebrates the death of another human being has bad morals and needs to get them checked. And I have to think that there's nothing about the religions, the ideologies of male versus female and woman versus man. Like, I don't care. Believe what you want to believe. Like, it's okay. I don't care. Like, I still love you as a human being, right? So it comes down to, like, we can all get along. We have a happy community full of people who have like-minded things and also different-minded things. And we need to have more of that in the world, right? So that's what's so hard about this is like, okay, we all just get along. So, but yeah. So, yes, it's just evil times. And it's like, we need to, flood, not place blame, right? It's not one party versus the other. Something went wrong with this kid's mind, and he felt that he needed to take the life of another human being. That's wrong, right? So at what point in our process did this kid go down the wrong path is how this is for me. And how do we fix that? And how do we get it so that we can, I at one point thought, do I run for a political office in my town? Do I take a stand and be like, well, I want to see the change? You want to be the change. And it's like, it almost is disheartening to think that people don't run to make the world or their town better because of what could happen of somebody who disagrees with them. There needs to be accountability for that if that happens, and it makes it so horrible. I was like, I don't want to run for political office for anything because I don't need to deal with it. So anyways, yeah, so it is sad. So we can only keep, and that's what my mom said to me yesterday. I was bawling my eyes out, and Mom calls me. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm just fine. The Charlie Kirk thing. And she's like, all you can do is pray. At this point, pray for the family. So anyways, that's all we can do. So, oh yeah. So, all right. So, Joanne, I feel so, yeah, I know. And there are a lot of people that do feel bad. And it doesn't matter what side you're on. If you feel bad, that's because you have a heart. So, all right. We did roll call. Right, Jill?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we have a coloring with watercolor pencils today. So I hope you have them handy. If you don't have watercolor pencils, then you could use your blends. I definitely probably wouldn't use Stampin' Up markers. They don't color as good as the blends do or watercolor pencils. So we're definitely going to use, for me, watercolor pencils today. So let me drop this down and share with you what I've got. We've got 3 fall cards, and they use the focal images from these 2 stamp sets. So we have the autumn trees, which is where the tree comes from. And then we don't generally bring in lots of die cutting or embossing folders with the Let's Just Stamp. We try to keep it just for stamps, ink, and paper, but we did add in some die cut images there, and we die cut a circle and a rectangle. So there is a little bit of die cutting. The embossing we used here, it looks like the leaves, and it's called Gathering Leaves Embossing Folder. So that is definitely here. I love our crafting community, so much love and encouragement. Exactly. That's what it comes down to, love and encouraging each other. It doesn't cost anything. Here's my advice, and I gotta write a post sometime. I'm gonna write a post. I'm formulating things in my head, but it doesn't cost anything to give somebody a smile. It's free. For the most part, it shouldn't cost you anything unless it really hurts you to smile, right? It doesn't cost you anything to give out hugs, right? Those are free. And it doesn't cost you anything to love your neighbor, right? And I just watched a really good post. It was a guy. It's about 4 or 5 minutes long. I'm going to share it on my personal timeline, my personal page, not my business page, but it comes down to just because the neighbor down the road has a different sign for a political figure, than you believe, it doesn't mean that that person's a bad person, right? Everybody's like, there's just like, you have the spectrum, right? Over here and over here. I would have to say 80% of the people are like in the middle of the spectrum. They're either center left or center right, right? So generally, we all want the same thing. We want kids to be safe, nieces and nephews, children to be safe, children ourselves. Like, I don't have any children, so I say nieces and nephews. I want them to be safe. We want to be able to say what we want in like a manner that is appropriate, have our own beliefs and freedoms, right? That's what we all in the middle here want. And you get the people over here and you get the people over here, right? That's what makes it hard. That they start blaming here, and these people start blaming here because of these people out here and these people out here, right? So you've got that stupid, like, the stupidness on the ends, that's all I'm gonna say, that are doing that, causing everybody to be divided. And all I just want, there's no placing blame at this. You can't place blame on one side or the other side. And you see these posts coming in about, oh, the Republicans did this and the liberals did this or the Democrats did this, and it's like, stop placing blame. That is all part of the problem. You can't, like, you shouldn't be even placing blame. Like, this is just bad. It's evil versus good. Like, the evil took over, right? Okay. Anyways, I don't need to talk about that. You guys, I hope, know all that. So, Connie said she never liked watercolor pencils until she watched me. Now you have to buy them. Now I have to buy them. Oh, that's how it goes, right? That's when we say our work here is done. Just come to everyone. Oh, Carmen, we're going to miss having you here to this. And the harvest is happening, and we totally get that. Okay, so we used these two out of the set, and we used the tree out of the set, right? So those are the 3 focal images out of these 2 stamp sets. So that's what we're going to feature. And then the other thing here is I did pull these dies here. So you could fussy cut this and this if you wanted. We might just do that, but there are dies here. So if you own these dies and you own the stamp set, you could definitely use it. For ink, paper, scissors, that's coming up in a couple weeks, we used this die cut, which is really pretty. All right, so, all right, let's see, which one do we want to start with? So, over here, for those of are newer to me, that you just started watching me, any card kit you get that you see me put together, this is what the class consists of. You get, in this case, 3 envelopes, a little golden ticket here that has the name of the class and the date for the class, so it's easy reference. I did email the PDF tutorial out to the class this morning, so all 51 people got it this morning. I think it was by 11 o'clock or 10:30. It was a little later than I wanted, but that's how it rolls sometime. That's timing on it. I'm going to save the tree, I think, for last. Let's start with the pumpkin. Hi, honey. And you guys, this honey, she's been being more present in our lives during during lives recently. So she loves her mom time here. Right, honey? Yeah, get your butt out of the video, girlfriend. All right. 2 of your 5 grandchildren are Jewish and live in New York City. I fear for all the time. Isn't that sad that we have to fear? Yeah, and I get you, Connie. It's a sad thing to put yourself into that fear mindset too, because that's not fair either. That's the wrong card kit, you guys. I was gonna do the other one. Honey, what are you doing? Hey, stop eating that. Yeah, I see you. Mom, I'm trying to get your attention because you seem so busy. Like, yes, girlfriend, we're doing card class. I seriously think bring back the Pledge of Allegiance in schools. This is how the youth learn that loving your country is important. Our nation, yes, yep, totally get it. The other thing too, it comes down to is honoring and loving your mother and father. Not necessarily loving, I guess honoring. I think it was what Charlie said, is honoring. If you honor your mother and father and have respect for them, you'll also have love and respect and honor for God, and bringing that back into, and I know there are people in my community that don't necessarily believe in God, and that's fine. You're entitled to believe whatever you want to. Honey, stop it. Jill, do you want to check on her? I don't know what she is after, but she's gonna fall over, butt over tea kettle. But so that and that's what it's part. Like you can have that. So, but yeah. Anyways, okay, you guys, we have card class. Let's keep her moving. Like as Charlie Barons would say, keep her moving. So you've got some Cajun Craze gems in there. And in this, respect, it is, yes, we've lost the respect, exactly. So here's this one, is your top mat. And that will work with your designer series paper that's in your kit. So we've got the pumpkin patch going on. This die cut piece comes from a different card kit. It's a cute butt. Ha ha. Yes, Mary Lemke. So that goes here. So it's really funny. I have here, this has never really happened before, but in my live here, it says Mary Lemke said it's a cute butt. And it says another moderator just handled it. So there it is. It's out there. So it's really weird because YouTube used to not have us approve messages, and now they do. Yes. So yeah. So I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. So we have here, we're going to put a sentiment on that. You have a little piece of earthen metallic. That is a little accent piece behind here. You have a, hello. You have a stylish shape. Mom, you're not paying any attention to me, and Auntie Jill isn't either. Yeah, right there, girlfriend. That's going to be for your pumpkin patch. You have a little Cajun Craze arm. That's going to go back here. And then on your inside, you have the vanilla and a Cajun mat. Underneath that is where you'll find the twine. And what you want to do on here is make sure you burnish. I think I gotta blow my nose, you guys. Jill, could you do me a huge favor?
Did you clean it?
Please? I gotta blow my schnauzer, I think. So we can get a little bit glue happy. So we can get some of this going on here. So, honey, you don't want to get your tail in the middle of this. No, I don't, Mom. But what am I supposed to do? You keep touching my tail. Thanks, Jill.
Honey.
Yeah.
Should I lock her in?
No, she's fine. I don't know. Hang on, guys. All right, I probably went through like 20 Kleenexes yesterday. I looked in the garbage when I was done and I was like, whoa, probably need to buy stock in Kleenex after today. And like Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday and today. Yeah, so, oh, well, that's how it goes. All right, that gets glued there. And then we're gonna put this arm through the middle, just like that. And if you want to, you could definitely, hello girlfriend, I know what you're looking, you can measure this. That's 1 5/8, 1 5/8, and then we've got 1 5/8, 1 5/8. So that's about where the middle is. And then you want to grab tear and tape. Honey is sensing that you're, you know what, you're right, and she's wanting to comfort me. You know, and that's exactly how it's been these last few days. The cats can tell when I've been crying and upset, and that is exactly what she wants. You're right. You're right, Mimi. So true. So true. So you're gonna grab the end of this, and because I have that tear and tape, I'm just gonna flip that tail over, right? Catch the tear and tape, and then you're gonna bring it across. Catch the tear and tape, loop it around. You don't even have to cut it. Bring it back, okay? And then what we can do is just situate it. If you want it, have a gap, you can have a gap. Get that centered, and if you have a gap on that side, you're gonna want a gap on that side, and then use that tear and tape to help hold this down. That's why we do a tear and tape sandwich, so that it helps, so it doesn't come out later in life. And then what happens is we put a little bit of glue around the edges. If you want to do some through the middle, you're welcome to. And then that will go right onto the card front like that. Okay, lickety split. Now, this little guy is from the Textured Notes dies. Hi, Linda Hall. And we're going to pop that up with dimensionals. So what we're going to do is put about 3 on each side. I'm going to skip the middle because there's linen thread there, or the baker's twine is what they call it. So I'm just creating a channel here. And the brown ribbon, the twine, will give it the height it needs in the middle. And this is just centered left to right, top to bottom. And I know you cover up some of the designer paper, but I think you still get the general feel of the pattern. Okay, so then you have the circle. So full of cat fur. That's just how that goes around here. And we have the pumpkins. And what we're gonna do is open up our espresso ink pad. And that can get stamped on here. Okay, the inside, I also have the pumpkins, and it says, blessed to have you in my life. So, that looks good. And then we'll have the inside. Some of it's gonna go off the edge, so I'm just gonna put a piece of scratch paper behind there so it doesn't go on my surface. And I think that I got that really close to the edge. So I cut off some of that, and I'm okay with that. I'll make sure I don't lose my Indian corn there. Okay. Oh, that's a little too high. So I like it to be more grounded. So we're gonna flip that over and restamp that. And I'll be honest, so I have blessed to have you in my life. We should probably stamp that first. Hopefully, hopefully I stamp it good. Let's just grab a block real quick. Let's practice. So when I'm stamping my sentiments, what I'll do is I'll practice along the bottom edge of a scrap paper to make sure it seems like it's straight. And I'm gonna move that over to the right because that pumpkin's gonna be here. So I'll just do the blessed. All right, that's a winner, winner, chicken dinner. And then the pumpkin, let's try this again. This guy, so there's about a good 1/8 of an inch. So we're gonna move that down so that it's hopefully a little closer to the bottom. Oh, you guys got a headshot there. That's how it goes. All right, I can live with that. Stamp off there. And that's it for this ink for now. And we can glue this onto here. If you're so desiring to color the inside in, you can. I didn't because I didn't take the time to do it. But at some point when somebody does win this card, they could definitely color that in if they like. All right, so then this will go on the inside. So whenever we do Let's Just Stamp and ink, paper, scissors, we double mat the inside. It's a deal I made with Diane. So that's why you always see that. The Grateful for You. That's one more thing that needs to get stamped. It would be a very, very pretty Thanksgiving card. So I always tell you guys, buy what you love and use what you have. So if you got this set from me and you don't necessarily have these stamps, you could always stamp whatever you wanted right on here. And you could also stamp whatever sentiment you want as well. It would be a very cool Thanksgiving card. There is definitely a cat fur that was right there. They seem to get in every ink pad. It's just par for the course. So it's a sentiment. And there's not a lot of forgiveness with this. So I'm going to put that like that and see once what happens. Right there. Hi, Rosie Prouty. Better late than never. I'm glad that you caught me too. Oh, yay. Like, I see that it's slightly going this way, but it's not bad. But we can try it just one more time, just to see once. I can bring that side up just a micro hair. Tyler's calling. Oh my goodness. Jill,
Yeah.
you want to just call him really quick and ask him what he wants here? As long as I have you here, do you mind? Just tell him I'm doing my live and just ask him what he needs. Tell him Annette baked all the bread for him and life is good for us. Another cat fur. All right. So these, what I did. So
Hi, Tyler.
I actually like this side better.
Jill, she's doing her.
So we're going to do this
So is
and that. Okay? So we're just battering. Now, some people might like to actually flag the ends and some people might want it straight. So it's always doing what you like best. And we've got lots of coloring. So we need to pull out crushed curry. And we need to have pumpkin pie. Oh, the wrong one, hang on. So here, pumpkin pie. And then we're gonna need cherry cobblers right here and an old olive. Excuse me. And then that might be it. So let's just see what we got. I did cherry cobbler here for the leaf. And whenever you're using colored pencils, don't be overly concerned about how it looks after you're done using the colored pencil. Right? We're going to use our blender pen to take care of blending it around. So I've got some green leaves for the corn. And the stem up here, I made that. Also with that, we've got some green leaves over here.
Okay, and.
And there's a little
Her to call you when
like that.
done?
And let's see what else. I'm going to do crushed curry for the gourd.
I know Annette took it out, but.
The bread is done.
And I imagine it always turns out.
It turned out great, dear.
Oh, she says it turned out.
It's beautiful in every way.
It turned out good and it's beautiful.
Okay, so we got some little wheat spriggies going up this way.
Well, she left for a while and she'll be back tonight.
There we go. All right, our pumpkin is going to be in the pumpkin pie color. Hello, Karen Wetstein. Just got the mowing done, mowing lawn, feeding the birds and watering flowers. Whew, it is a hot one out there, you guys. I believe it's like going to hit 75 or it's going to be warm today. Thanks, Jill. My secretary, Jill. I appreciate that. Everything's
Put it
good.
over
Does he
there.
need anything? He was just wondering about bread.
Well, yes, but I can tell you later.
Perfect. Okay. So we're doing our pumpkin. Okay, if you accidentally go out of lines, you can always grab an eraser and erase it too. So I just went out a little bit. All right, so we're gonna do this pumpkin too. I am not the most concerned about this part of the process. I don't care what kind of lines I end up with. I just want to make sure that I get color almost everywhere. And we'll use the blending pen to take care of the rest. There's a little bit left with our corn. Yeah. I'm glad. I kind of used colored pencils a lot in the past, and then we got into the blends, the Stampin' blends when the time came, and then all of a sudden we switched back to colored pencils again. All right, and then you got your little curly Q up here, like that. Okay, it's 80. Oh man, 81, 80 degrees. Okay, I was gonna say 80, but I didn't want to guess wrong. I know that they said it was gonna be really hot today. All right, let's. And what was that?
All week.
All week it's going to be nice. I love it. Okay, so this is the fun part, the blending. So let's get this like this so you guys can kind of see. I'm going to start with yellow. You want to make sure that there's no color there. And what happens is you can push it to places where it wasn't necessarily pushed, and this kind of blends it together. You have to be very careful when you use a marker like this. There's a solution in it, and it's water-based, and my ink is water-based, so you have to make good darn tootin' sure that you're not going over the brown part way too much, because otherwise it will get smeary on you. But what I'm doing is just blending this around, and it softens it. Again, try not to hit the brown too much. It was supposed to be in the 80s in northern Minnesota. We are at 66, which is, oh yeah, I'd take 66 too. Yeah, we don't have this much longer anymore. All right, so that's done. So every time, you guys don't see me doing this, but I'm wiping out the marker every time I do this. So I'll do I'm going to skip this area because I don't think I need to do the wheat so much, but the pumpkin is going to be so noticeable. So I'll do one and then we'll pause and look at this. This is so cool because it just blends it together. It just really softens those lines, and you can get up to where the white area. So you can see before and after, and how it's a great way. You can even go one more time over it all. So let's get this guy. Now my Stampin' blend is probably on its last leg. It doesn't have a lot of juicy juice in it, so it's not going as smoothly as it could. But the other thing is I should probably not be going over the top of the brown ink, I should really be staying away from it a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be blending. I mean, it doesn't seem to be like smearing it, but there, that turned out really cool. So what's left is the red, and this one you'll notice how it changes too. It gets more vibrant and just, it's pretty, right? So that's how that worked, right? So there's not a lot of craziness with the blending. And you can see all I'm doing is taking and wiping that out with the marker. Okay, then we just have a little bit left. So liquid glue doesn't always stay so well with foil. It has a tendency of like being a slip sliding. So I'm just gonna take and run the tear and tape right through the middle like that. And kind of center that. Make sure you have even amounts on the top and the bottom. And then our pumpkin. Now this is popped up, but I don't want this further popped up. But there's parts of it that hang over the edge. So the one that hangs over there and that part that hangs over there, those I want to pop up, right? So that they don't, well, come on. All right, and so we'll do a little liquid glue back here right through the middle. And then I just have this pretty much centered. Left to right and top to bottom. Like that. Now this guy's gonna hang out over here. And I don't want it popped up here, but I want it popped up down here. So what you can do is put 2 dimensionals right off the edge there, and it'll catch them on that side. And then I think what I'll do is I'll put tear and tape across the back here on this side to keep that flat. And it's a little sad. I hate covering up the corn because I like the corn, but we're not going to cover up all of it. So we've got a little staggering going on. It gives it an element for your eye. So it goes ch, 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 right? Complete with sound effects, you guys. All right. Then you should have the little Cajun Craze dotsies. So it looks like there's a big, a small, and a medium. So I will grab the big one. This is the medium one. And we have a small one. Right there. Alrighty, Aphrodites. So what would you Stella? Oh, they stole my Stella pen on me. I told them to take it. So you could Stella this embossed piece, or I'm sorry, the die cut piece on the side here. You could Stella your pumpkins as well. You can try to Stella your main pumpkins. I think Jill's on a mission. She's looking for my Stella pen. She found it. So let's show you here what I have. Thanks, Jill. Vanna White to the rescue. So what we're going to do is Stella the designer paper on the side. Stella some of our pumpkins. Okay, if you are wanting to try, you could do this. You just have to be careful because if your Stella pen is really juicy, it might make the brown bleed. And I really am trying to avoid making the brown bleed. That's good. Thanks, Sherry. Yay. Okay, one done. Love it, okay? And then again, you could go and color in the inside if you want to. But I love how the Cajun Craze, we love with the ink, paper, scissors, and the Let's Just Stamp that we double matted. So, all right, wonderful. So there's one complete. We get a drink. All right, the next one is, we're going to grab this one. I like this one a lot. So this one features the oak leaves and the acorns, and it has cherry cobbler mixed with Cajun Craze. So on this one you'll have cherry cobbler on the outside, and then this is the beautiful brown paper though, that is from the Autumn Toil paper. So we've got that there. You'll have, oh, I wonder how I ended up with 2 leaves. Interesting. Okay, well, I know that if they are missing one somewhere, they just go cut another one. We've gotten to that point where we don't keep looking. So you've got 2 there. You'll have a smaller stylish shape here of the circle. We're just going to stamp thanks on it. This is the one that we can show you what the embossing looks like. When you get this kit, you can see the leaves, how they're embossed. And that goes here, there. These are your two inside pieces, like that. And this is the irregular weave. Now, it's fine. It just doesn't make great bows. It doesn't make overhand knots. Like, you can use it straight on cards or loops and tails, okay? So let's grab this guy. Let's get him lined up and burnish that like that. Okay, so we can get a little glue happy. So we'll glue these two pieces together, and we could probably glue our inside in too. So there's really not a wrong or a right way to assembling your cards. You just want to make sure that you do all the steps, especially if there's ribbon that needs to go underneath. But since no ribbon needs to go underneath, we're kind of good. So let's get our cherry cobbler down. Now, if you're one who likes to take things out of the middle, you could always die cut something out of the middle of that mat. Honey, where you going, girlfriend? So this paper, the pattern on this paper matches the pattern on that paper. Okay, so there's that one. Oh, Carmen says it's 92 by her. Wow. Carmen's from Nokomis, Illinois. She's 5 hours south of us. Okay, so we can keep going. This one will get dimensionals. Okay, and then we'll put liquid glue on the other one. So you guys, when you get kits from me, all the stuff that you're seeing me do, it's all staged and ready for you. Really, the only thing you need to have for kits from me are stamps, ink, and adhesives. And it doesn't always have to be even the same stamps, as long as you have something in your arsenal to work with, or your Stampin' Vault. All right, so that one's going to go here. And then this one, it's going to offset it, go right about there. So you can use these lines as a guide too, so that helps keep it straight. All right, we're going to put thanks on here. Now, you don't have to use thanks. Again, use always whatever sentiments you want to use. But I do have brown ink somewhere. Not here, not here, not here. Well, I will be a monkey's uncle. Where did I put my espresso ink? Did I not? You guys, where on earth? Okay, hang on. No, no. No, I bet it's right down here. Underneath the colored pencils. All right. Very well. Hello, Penny Powell, my sunshine friend. Tractor delivery in Orlando. Wow. It's always exciting to get a new tractor. I bet Larry's excited. That's awesome. All right, so thanks. No, thank you. Thank you. Thanks is down here. So you've got room to stamp whatever smaller sentiment you want right there. Okay, so on the inside of this, I've got Autumn Wishes and then the little acorn duo at the top there. So let's grab this. We'll need the little scratch paper again. So I have it that they are hanging off the top here, like it's coming off of a tree, a twee. Okay, so that's all right, like that works. If you want to see it slightly different, you can always change it up. Let's go a little bit more cockeyed like that, so that maybe I get a little more leaf action on. Okay, that could work too. So now you got two choices, right? That one or that one. So I didn't mean to hit the edge off of there, so that's just how it goes. But what's going to determine it is probably how I stamp the Autumn Wishes. Oh, that was good. Okay, so I tuck that right there. Nice. All right, I like that. Let's try this side too. We can pick which one we like better. This will tuck up a little higher, it seems. I think I like that one better because I like to see the whole acorn one. All right, so we're done with that. Okay, so you guys are probably wondering, well, where am I supposed to stamp my leaves and my acorn, this piece on? Okay, it's like, oh man, she didn't give us a piece of paper. Well, I did, but what we have to do, because I should have gone in a different order, I'm guessing, in this last kit that has the trees, like the tree kit, when you open this one up, this piece of paper right on the top is for you to stamp the leaves and the acorns for that card, and it's the one for this card. And you need the rocks here, okay? So what's gonna happen is you're gonna have to go to that other envelope, and I should have probably started that with that one, but I forgot, right? So that's okay. So that happens. But what I wanna do is stamp all of this stuff right off the bat. So what we'll do is grab this stamp right here, and we'll show you how they all fit. It's all right, it'll all work. This guy fits like that. Okay, and we need another one. This one fits like that. That's perfect. And then we need the rocks and the grassy grass here. Hello, Anna Carter. Nope, we got started a little later. We pushed the class till 2. So we didn't start till about 57, what? We started 52 minutes ago because I was tardy. All right, so that's what we need. So you guys, you should have plenty of room. But again, this piece of paper is in the other card kit, right? So if you're looking for it, don't be alarmed if you can't find it in this kit. We decided to give you one scrap that fit all of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this one in. That could go right there. Okay. And before we start coloring, let's just work on this a little bit more. You're gonna need your tear and tape. Hello, Judy Sharp. Joining late, but we'll start at the beginning and speed you up. Yes. You probably don't need me talking faster on my own accord, but it's nice that the YouTube will let you do that. So I'm going to put one over here, and I'm going to put one there, and one more. So this is hanging off this back top right side. So we're going to go like this, and put that like that across the back, and you have this irregular weave trim. So I've got a loop, a tail, a loop, and 2 tails. So what I'm going to do is have this loop, this tail, come off like this. It catches the tear and tape back here. I'm going to bring it up and make a loop, and it's going to catch the tear and tape. I'm going to make another loop, and then you're going to bring it out. So we gave you exactly the amount that you need. Like, you just can't use more than that on the back. Excuse me. You really want to keep it close to the edge. We're like 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch, right? So that's okay, but you can see here the angle dangles are not quite right. So you've got loop, loop, but my tails are going like that, where this one's kind of aimed this way and that one's aimed down. How do you make that work? What you need to do is refinagle that back one, right? So now that one matches. Now this one, I want it to come down. I don't want it sticking out like that. So you have 2 options with that. You either can twist it to the way you want it to go, or you might just cut this off like this, add the tear and tape here, like that. Make it so it's sticky on the end, and then now grab this one and just attach it that way. It might work better, right? So now it's coming down that way. And then you can trim that guy. And you can trim that guy. Go at it from this way. Okay? And I want more of a little angle. So let's go like that. Okay. So that's how we got that. And I do remember that on that one, I did trim that up. Hello, honey. Hi, Mom. Let's put a little bit more. What's up, baby cakes? Well, Mom, you're not done and I'm ready to play Mousy. I know, honey. Okay. Yeah. Look at you. Are you really going to sit right here? Okay, honey. We're doing class. Everybody doesn't need to see your little lovely body here. Okay. Let's see what we can keep doing with you right here, right? So, we've got the thanks done. And now this side's popped up and this side isn't. So when you go to put this circle down, you're not going to want to like pop up the entire thing. Excuse me, you're walking all over my stuff, baby girl. All right, so let's grab the dimensionals. And we're only going to put, hello. Just make yourself right at home, little girl. All right, so you're going to put the dimensionals only on that side. If you guys have been watching me and following me for like the life of Honey, like Honey's been here with us now for 2 years, could you say that she's been doing this more and more regularly in like the last 3 to 4 weeks? I honestly think she really didn't do it much. I think it was Tigger that was always the needy one here and not necessarily Honey. But Honey has been just like crazy for me here. So what we did is we put dimensionals on one side and liquid glue on the other. Hello, yep. And now that's gonna get put down on this right here. And then she's like, Mom, you're not petting me. Right, so that'll be about a finger's width here. And then that you can see that off the side there, which is really cool, right? So that's staged. And then there are these leaves. So I'm absolutely loving this bronze. It's called earthen metallic and it's bronze. We've been cutting lots of leaves and foliage things from it. And so what we're gonna do for that, she wants to be a part of the class. She sure does. She's not camera shy anymore like she used to be. So what you're gonna do is put a glue dot and a glue dot right here. And so with that glue dot here, you're gonna be able to just gently pick this up and kind of tuck in the red one, the cobbler one, and then on this one, same thing. You can gently pick that up and kind of tuck that in, right? So that kind of fills up that corner really nicely. Fills it in. All right, but now things are kind of not situated, right? They're kind of loosey-goosey here. Hi. Oh, Mom. I just love when you scratch my neck. You have the best nails around, Mom. All right, so let's actually put a little dimensional right there. That'll help hold that down. And then these guys are not very stable either. So what I'll do with these is gently pull them back and we'll put a little bit of liquid glue on them, right? In like a center area here. Just to put a little dollop of glue to help hold that. Little dollop of glue. Honey, you want to put your paw on there for me? No. All right, so there. We've got everything situated except for this now, which is our coloring. So with this one, you look at these leaves and you're like, wow, that's kind of cool. How do you get those leaves like that? And these acorns, right? So with the acorns, we need to use 2 colors. We have espresso. So let's grab the espresso from the bigger kit here. So you've got espresso. And then the new kit actually has pumpkin pie. Not pumpkin pie, pecan pie. There it is. So we used pecan and we used the espresso. So the espresso is the tops of the acorns here. Like that. Let's go over here. And then the branch is also going to be espresso. Now, on this one, you guys, as long as you're holding the espresso, you might as well go ahead and do the espresso on this one, right? Hello. Excuse me. So she's like, Mom, you're in my way. So we might as well do the espresso on this one. It's very similar. I'll show you the other card here really quick, just so you can kind of see. So our acorns are set up the same. So as long as we're doing them, we're just gonna get them both done. So we're gonna add a little bit of pecan in here. So pecan, this one has like this slight of bit of red in it. So I'm not coloring really dark. I'm just doing a really light coat. Same here. These are kind of set up the same. Okay, so really, it was really light. But what happens is there's a little bit of golden in here. So I grabbed the crushed curry. And you're like, oh, mixing, like, yes, you can mix stuff. So we're gonna just add a little bit of crushed curry in here. And it's gonna give it, it's gonna tone down the red from that pecan. And it's gonna give it more of a golden look, right? And we're gonna do the same thing on this one. Our golden acorn here. Cat fur everywhere. All right, so don't be afraid with your colored pencils to mix colors around, because honestly, like I've seen Judy Immel mix 6 colors. I don't know, she'll mix a lot. And here I'm going back with espresso, just a little bit of espresso. Can give it a little bit of a darker brown in there. And what's super cool is when you blend is when it all comes together. Okay, so this middle part here is a combination of cherry cobbler, crushed curry, and pumpkin. Thanks for the thumbs up, Jean Shoot. Pumpkin pie. So only one of these now, though. So the other one is more greensies. She is a calico feral kitten, not loving with me, still very untrusting of me. Well, oh, I so wish my Furby was a loving kitten. So Rosie, she'll come around. I do. I think that after a while, if she'll learn to trust you. I think she'll be better. All right, cherry cobbler. So I've got cherry cobbler around the edges, right? So don't overthink it, guys. Just go for it. So we're gonna do cherry cobbler here around the edges, right? And go around this edge here. Right, so that's that one. And then we're gonna do this one. A little bit of red, right? So our leaves are changing at this point. So we've got the red going on, and then we're gonna add a little bit of pumpkin. So don't be afraid to go right over the red too, right? So I'm gonna kind of mix in orange and kind of lightly going over the red. Right, so do the same thing on this one. Right, then last we're gonna bring in crushed curry. I'm gonna do that right through the middle here. Like that, and a little bit through the middle there. All right, so that's what it looks like. Not so crazy good, but by the time you get your blender, so now that we have this vanilla, we can wipe out on here too. So how I would do this is I would start in the yellow area and work my way out. Right, so there's one swoop. And I'm gonna do this kind of swoop. And I'm gonna go to this other side and do this swoop, right? And then I'll come around to the red edges here and blend that. We'll get this one in this way. All right, so there's still a little bit of differentiation going on, that you can see that there isn't cohesiveness. We're gonna have our colors mingle and get happy with each other. So we're gonna go one more time right over the top like that. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference between the two here, right? So we're gonna go through the same thing. I'm gonna go down the yellow first. I kind of mix the yellow with the orange all the way up to here. Okay, and then kind of work my way out. Be careful not to go over the brown too much because it's not permanent ink. And so when you use that solution, this has got a solution in it, it makes it kind of matted if you keep going over it. right? I'm gonna do one more now, just a swoosh. Okay. So you can see here, it does look slightly different than this one. Though you're never gonna get them to be exactly the same. So now the acorns are gonna be super cool. I gotta zoom in a little bit more maybe. These are cool. So we mixed 3 different colors, right? We had crushed curry, pecan, and espresso. And you can kind of see the yellow coming through, but when you do this, it really kind of makes all your colors blend together. And it's just cool. I don't know. I like it. You can see the difference, slight difference. So do this one over here. Perfect, okay? So that's how we got our nice golden acorns. And then we just have the brown to do yet. So let's swoosh around here. And then we'll do these toppers. There it is. Okay, so that's how I would color that. So we'll save these other 2, the rest of them for later, when we get to that card. Now, if you have, it's full of fur. If you have the dies, you could go ahead and die cut them. I think we might do that. So I think in a moment, I think we'll work on this other one. How about that? Let's just set this to the side, because if we're gonna die cut, we're gonna die cut everything in one fell swoop. So just switch gears a little bit.
Do you need a big one or a little bit?
The big one, if you want to grab the big one with the plates, that would be awesome. This one, we have grass down here that's happening, growing in front of our rocks. Okay, so we got a little greenery. And now I did this one with, oh, you guys can't even see. This oak leaf is more green, and it's starting to turn to orange and yellow. So for this one, we'll go like this, a little bit of greenery on the sides of it. It's old olive. We'll do a little greenery over here. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll mix in the yellow and the orange. So, I don't know. All leaves look different when they change colors, right? I don't know. Maybe there's a set pattern to it, but we're gonna do a little bit of orange here. Little pumpkin right through the middle. And then, and you guys might be more like leaf experts than me. I'll be honest, I am not the leaf expert. I just thought it looked cool having it look like this. Right, so there's what we've got. Now we could grab our blender pen and we'll do, oh, we're not quite done, but we'll do this first. We'll get our acorns done. Okay, and then we'll do this guy. All right, and then we'll go to the brown. Do that brown. Perfect. We'll wipe this out. Thanks, Jill. I'll grab it. Then you don't put it over.
I think I got the
I
right
think you
place.
got it, but I'm pretty sure. It looks, we need, nope, not the magnetic one. So there should
Oh,
be a
that's
plastic,
magnetic?
yep. So the plastic one with the adapter plate is what we'll go for. Okay, it's okay. So then here we'll do our greenery again. So the main thing is just to know you can blend these colors together. Get the green here. Thank you. Get the brown here. There we go. Okay, so again, it looks different than this one, but not by a lot. And then the other color we need in here is the gray. Our stones are gray. So we're just gonna do basic gray for them. All right, so that's good to go. All right, so let's cut these apart. Oh, we're not done. We're gonna use our blender here. We'll just blend them. Again, the brown will mix if you keep pushing over it. Oh, I'm so fast. Oh, sorry. But the great thing about it is you guys can always go back and watch the replay, right? To see how I did the coloring. Okay, so grab your dies if you have them. So we've got here this one. Perfect, thanks, Jill. That was exactly what we needed. And then that goes here. So we just want to line this up. Just like that'll work. Okay. And then we have this guy. Do this one as well. And then the stones, though, that is from the Autumn Trees dies. So if you don't have that, though, other stones that you might have, it's this guy right here, I believe. Yep, that's perfect. All right, so we might as well just cut all that. Then we're done using the machine. Now, normally for a Let's Just Stamp, we don't even use the dies, but it was too hard to create for this class without putting the dies into use for some of the cards. So that's how that happened. Okay. So this is set and ready for the next card. All right, we'll just set that there. And then that was from the Autumn Trees. This one's really cool because it has the deer and the tree in it. The tree dies. And then this one has that really pretty die. Okay, so that goes with that one. And then we can stick that back there. Perfecto changeo. All right, so we're back to this guy then. Okay, so now for this one, I left this flat over here and I popped up the edges. So let's grab dimensionals and we'll pop up the acorns and the edges of the two leaves. You are so fast. Rosie said she agrees. She works fast and talks fast. Yes. So Rosie, you guys, you're not lying. My mom says the same thing. It's so funny. Like when I have a conversation with my mom and my dad, they both pick up the phone and they talk. Like they both each have a phone. And I'll talk and my mom will understand me because she's so used to how fast I talk. But my dad doesn't always catch stuff, I think, because I talk way too fast. And that's just how I have been. So the thing is, I think with the YouTube, and no, Rosie Prouty, the Magic Mat is not Stampin' Up. I think it's something from the craft something. The Magic Mat is from this Magic Mat is the scrapbook.com/mat. That's where that's from. I use that. It helps to keep my plates from warping. So I glued this flat and these things are going to be popped up here. So that kind of like rests right about like that. So we got it flat there, and then I got the four things popped up. So I think though, if you guys are on the YouTube land, I'm pretty certain that you can, set, I think you can set the speed. I don't know exactly how to do it. And maybe you can't do it when it's live, but I think that you can set, there's a setting that you can slow the video, or you can make it go faster, right? And I can't exactly remember where that is, but this one had the gems that I pulled out and I set over here. So you'll have two big and a small, or two small and a big. So I put the two opposite ones down here, and then I'll put the other guy right up there. And then what you could, Stella, you could go over this embossed piece and your leaf back here. There. Okay. And we got another one done. Yay. Perfect. Okay. That's what we got. Love it. So we got 2 done now. We got those 2 done. You're just efficient. Yes, I try to be. All right. So why do you use tape and a magic mat? The magic mat is not magnetic. The magic mat is not magnetic. So, and mine, if you can see it, it's got a big concave like warping to it, right? And you can see I use both sides of it. So I use tape 100% of the time because this magic mat, it helps for cutting. It doesn't necessarily keep the die around the stamped image. It's not magnetic. They do sell this magnetic, and Stampin' Up used to have a magnetic one. And even with it being magnetic, I still always tape because I've gone through all this work to stamp and color it. The last thing I want is it to move on me. So I will always, and this is low-tack artist tape, I will always use low-tack artist tape or like a Post-it note to hold my dies down. I will never take a chance because it's happened to me one too many times where it moves. And especially when you have plates, because plates end up getting warped too. So if you ever have your plates, that'll make your dies shift on your image, and it's like I don't want to cry anymore about it. And like I would be so sad that it moved on me after I just colored it like that. It's summer like in Wisconsin this week, but fall will come soon enough. It sure will. You did show us how to speed up and slow YouTube, but now not in a live. Okay, yes. So it wasn't criticism. I was being envious because I'm so slow. Oh, maybe I didn't take anything negative to it. Honestly, maybe I didn't. I was just trying to help you guys because like I know I do talk really fast, and if you guys after the live is done, if you are wanting to watch it, like to know how to slow it down, it's really slow talking. So it's all good. Maybe you guys do a lot more than that to make me feel like that it's criticism. So it's really funny because Tyler brought up last night. He's like, so nobody really talks negative about the cats anymore. I'm like, no, because if they did, I'd be like, nope, we're not talking negative about the cats. And because I think my entire community would be like, you're not talking about negative about the cats, right? So it's like, so there's no negativity, right? It's all good. It's all positive. Like we have thicker skin than that. It's all good. We're not sensitive. But it's all good. So this one you've got some gems here, right? There are worse things that could be said, right? Like the fact that you said that I was fast was not. I didn't take it that way at all. Oh, you guys, you know what I just did? Oh, you're gonna be so mad at me. Oh man, I made a major mistake. Okay. The piece that was on the top here is the piece for your tree. So I made a mistake. The piece that was supposed to be for your leaves was this one. There was supposed to be a leaf here, right? A leaf here, and the rocks in the middle. So if anybody didn't put your cards together yet, just know that this long skinny one was the correct one for the stamping on. So now I can't use this. That's not going to work to put my tree on. Unfortunately, I'll just have to cut a new piece really. I think it's 3 3/4, 3.5 by 5. Nope, 3.5 by 4 3/4. I gotta cut a new one because this isn't gonna work for me, right? I feel bad. I'm so sorry. I honestly thought we put the correct one on the top for stamping, and unfortunately, it did not work that way. So we just need to cut a new one here. It's okay. It's new paper. They make more of it every day. 3.5 by 4 3/4. That's all right, you guys. It's no problema. Hello, Kathy Vanderberg. No, and be able to slow speed during live. You're not able to. Yes. Okay. I think we figured that out, and that's okay. All right, you guys. So if you did use that other piece, this one, for stamping your stuff, I apologize. Hopefully you have some vanilla paper at home. If you don't, reach out to me. I can send you a piece of paper in the mail. It's all good. Yes, part of being efficient. All right, so that's going to go here. This is where our tree gets stamped on, right? So you really do only see a little bit of this, but that's why we cut the middle out and used it on the other card. All right, so here are our layers for our inside, okay? And then you have a little bit of twine. All right, and we've already die cut and stamped and did that whole part. So this one, you wanna make sure your edges are lined up. Like that. All right, let's go ahead and glue. You can glue these things. Why not, right? So let's get a little glue happy. Less pieces to work with if they're glued together. So we covered up this tree side, and this will be our inside. All right. So that's perfect right there. And then this could go, because there's no ribbon, it needs to go under, so that's good. And then this one, if someone doesn't like the cats, they can just move on to another channel. Exactly, Mimi. And that's exactly what Tyler said. It was probably like 2 years ago when somebody gave me a hard time about it. Like, I had only 2 people ever give me a hard time about it. And I kindly said to them, the cats are part of my life. They come and they go as they please. It's their home. And if somebody's got a problem with it, you're right. They can find a different channel to watch. And that's okay with me. It will not hurt me at all if somebody doesn't like my stuff because of my cats. Like, it's really okay. I'm not going to take it personal. It's business. I get it. So, and you guys just get to see me pick off cat furs every now and then because that's just how it goes. All right. So, Inky Dinky do your tree. So I do not use this huge block very often, but it's definitely getting a use today. So we're only using that tree one time. And then on the inside here, we'll have the acorn at the top. So, oh man, let's see. This is a big honking tree here, you guys. So it's close to the bottom. So if you don't have this tree, what tree are you using? Because you guys got a blank palette here. I think Lovely has a tree. Loveliest tree has trees. Yeah, you guys, I've had so many more positive things about the cats than negative at this point. I've had 2 negatives and like 100 times in positive. So, yeah, it's all good. I think a lot of people have pets, so they completely understand and get it. All right, so that's what we're going to do for a tree. Holy Moses, we'll take that. I got it. That's nice. And then what we're going to do is autumn wishes. So let's see. Hello, Michelle Ford. Better late than never. So we're going to do autumn wishes right there. Oh, yeah. I love it. All right. And then our inside. So we got to grab our little scrapperoni piece back. We're going to do these guys here. Twist them a little bit. Have them coming off the page. Like that. Oh, I got the glass mat. That's okay, we'll clean that up. All right, that looks good to me. I think that's it for stamping for these cards. So we'll just set that over there. And glue this down on the inside. Hello, Joy Moody. I'm glad you liked the tree. The twee. Yeah. All right, so that can go there. And whatever you want to stamp on the inside, if you wanted thank you or happy Thanksgiving or whatnot. So, okay, we got one more thing to color, and it's this big, bad, awesome tree. All right, so you don't realize it until you start coloring it, that there are tons of little branches poking out everywhere. Hi, Debbie Stone. So you just got to keep that into consideration when we're working on this, that they're just, it's everywhere. So I will be honest with you. You guys said I work fast with coloring. That's because my hand gets sore. My wrist gets sore with coloring. So I try not to lollygag too much with it. So there's branches up here. There's branches up here. There's branches coming out over this way. They're over here. They're here. I'm outside the lines. Honestly, you guys, you're not going to notice it. Got some over here. Like that. over this way. Ooh, that looks like a branch. We'll go for it. Okay, because I know that using the blending brush or the blender pen is going to help this a bit. So, all right, so let's go over here yet. All right, and when you think you got it all, look back and see if you missed anything. Oh, there's one, two. All right, now okay, you guys are gonna think I go fast. I'm like a Speedy Gonzalez here, so I'll be honest with you. I'm just gonna go like this. Wait till you guys see ink, paper, scissors of the tree action of how we colored that. Remember, we're using a blending pen to help this situation. So I'm not going to sit here and fuss about perfection on here. Okay, so officially my hand is sore now. Like all the way through here. And so you gotta take breaks in the middle. And I'm doing some heavier pressing and some lighter pressing, which is completely fine too. I have to leave to pick up. Okay, Connie, no problem. I got out of the lines a little bit. So let's erase if we can. See, we can erase a little bit. If you got out of lines. There's Bonita from Sweden. Hello. I'm glad you made it out from under your pile of papers. That's exciting to join us. Okay, look at that scribbling action. Yeah, like it. Let's go back over here. So I need to get my pencil sharpener, it looks like. All right, let's go from the bottom up here. It's gonna make you feel like you're in second grade again. We're just coloring with colored pencils all over the place. Oh, I'm at the end here. All right, so let's get these guys over here. And then we've got some over here. Perfect, okay. So there's lots of this and all over the place, okay? So I'm gonna actually go a little bit more opposite directions now. These areas. It adds a little bit more color, so it'll make it a little darker. Do a little bit more up here. All right, oh my goodness, okay. All right, so it goes all the way up to there, right? That's where you feel that in your arm, just saying. Ooh, okay, you'll be happy when that's done. So this time difference confuses me. Yes, we are actually at 3:30 Central right now, and I'm guessing you're 8 hours ahead of us, maybe? So you might be like 11:30 p.m. Does that sound right? Or maybe you're 10:30. You didn't get the stamp set because I still have lovely as a tree, but now I may need it. Oh no, Rosie. Well, you'll have to make that decision. So like, let me just show you. That's what that looks like. It looks really haphazard, scratchies all over, right? Okay, that's okay. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna start with the brown, and hopefully you can see the magic that happens. Oh, you know what? I missed this entire section here. Hang on, I gotta get that section. Okay. I'm not worrying about going outside the lines too much either. But we're just softening some of this stuff. We're gonna go up there, hit those, come out there, get those. Okay, now this part you'll really see this. How that blends together so nicely. Yeah, my marker is not the best marker. It really needs to get a farewell party and get a new one out on the display floor here. But you can see it really it really softened the brown up like that. That's what's so cool about colored pencils, just a soft coloring. All right, you ready for the green action? Gotta wipe that out. All right, let's start down here. I'm going in little baby circles. I don't know if you can see that. It's 4:30. Yeah, Michelle, you're about an hour ahead of me. Yep. 10:30. Oh, that's what I guessed 10. Or I guess 11:30. So I was close. So I'm going in little baby circles. And by going in little baby circles, it's making the lines disappear. My scratchy little lines, right? So if you can see the difference of how that section looks versus everything else, right? That's what we're working on. So then I'm going to go back this way. Little baby circles, that's what I'm doing. You're pushing the color around is what's happening. It's such a big area too, so it's easy to go haphazard like I'm going. But when you get close to the edges, you gotta be a little more careful. You can see it just fills in the lines. Right? Softens it out. You can see here I went through the middle. I'm gonna come back down here, get this little area. Like that. Let's get up in here. Well, you don't have to be so cautious about that area because most of that area is going to get covered up anyways. Let's go back over here, blend this stuff out. There it is. Okay, we're on the home stretch now, I think. Just like so. So if you haven't used colored pencils, this would be a great one for you to experiment on to see how cool this is. Now I see there's lines going this way and this way. I'm coming to come back to that. My blender pen, again, I mentioned it's dried out a little bit. It definitely needs to find a different home, a permanent home for retired blender pens. But for now, it still working. So I'm still gonna just keep going to town here. So I still got a little bit of streaky line action, but for the most part, it's good. So now what I'm gonna do is turn it this way. Susan Bellamy just got home, yay. I'm gonna go this way with it, right? That really helped those lines. You guys, my marker tip is like on its last leg too. So I'm really not caring about pushing harder. This might be the last thing that this blending pen does, is this tree. But that really helped. There's still a little bit of line action going through that way. See, that helped a lot. Kind of button that up. And then over here, now, if I wouldn't have done the scribbly back and forth, I could have been working my colored pencil in a circular motion too. I think we're almost good here. I'm not trying to do too much in one area. I don't want the brown ink to blend too much, but I would say that that looks nice. I don't know what you guys think, but we zoom out a little bit. I feel like that's pretty good. And I actually, it's a little bit darker than this one. Just a hair darker, not much, but that's what's so cool about it. I was planning for my Thursday live and forgot about everything else. That'll happen. Hey, Jill, are you there? You want to grab one more thing for me?
Okay.
On the drop down in the area where all the order forms are, there's a ink, paper, scissors card that has a tree in it that is like a fall tree. Underneath,
Branching out.
nope, underneath, where my order forms are. Where my order forms, underneath there. There's, yeah, you have above the order forms, but underneath all that other stuff. There's 4 cards there that are autumn toil cards. If you want to grab them, they should be to the left-hand side there. I think there's 4 cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
and
I'll take those if you want to bring them and show people this class that's coming up. Thank you very much. So this is the Amber Autumn Trees Let's Just Stamp, you guys. And then we have an ink paper scissors coming up called Autumn Toil. And so we used, so with this one, it's 4 cards and a goodie bag with designer paper, gems, and ribbon. And here we colored the leaves again. And this one we did one with the pumpkins. And then on this one has none. We took this card off of it. But here's the tree. So you can see here I did that same tree, but made it look like it's churning for the fall, right? So another way to color the tree. So this class is coming up. I still have plenty of space on this one if anybody wants to get ink, paper, scissors, which is super cool. All right, so I popped this up with dimensionals. You guys caught that. And then that will go, you can see the sun shining on the leaves, yes. So we tried to make this vanilla piece as small as it could so you could still see this designer paper behind it. You still get the texture of it. Now, depending on what you're using, if you're using a smaller stamp, you could always cut more of your vanilla off and button that up and see a little more designer paper back there. It's very beautiful, very realistic. Thank you. Okay, so behind the autumn wishes here, we have a little green olive ribbon. And what we need to do for this is put tear and tape near the bottom and the top. All right, and we need to have 2 waiting in the wings. Rosie's so correct. Better late than never for Susan. Can you try the other end of your blending pen? It's the same, Rosie. If you can you see them? I don't know if you can see. Look at that and look at that. Like even after wiping it out, oh, I still got green in there. Hang on. Right? That has nothing. They're both really dry. Like usually you can see some sort of a solution that comes out of them. But this marker, you know what, you guys? Let's say a little baby prayer. Thank you for your service. I appreciate you so much. Goodbye. All right. It needed to go in the garbage. It did its work here on this card, these cards for the last, I probably have had that marker for 10 years. You guys, it needed to go. I think I know that the last time I used it and I didn't get rid of it. So I need to get a new one. I think I have a whole new pack upstairs in my craft room. So I'm making a loop, or a tail. So I got my tail, bring it to the tear and tape, and you're making like a fake bow, right? So bring it around and make a loopy loop, right? So you've got a bunny ear and a tail. And now on this side, make your bunny ear, and then bring your tail out. Bring it back, y'all, like that. Okay? So it made it look like it. Now, are your bunny ears too big? If they're too big, you still have an opportunity. I think my phone's ringing. So here, oh, I don't know who this is. Grant, is this? This is Ripon calling. I think if you want to see if this is Grant's from Ripon, for the it says Grant, and if it's a spammer, don't tell him anything. We're gonna make that a little smaller, you guys.
Hello?
It might be a spammer. Okay, so after you've got your tail there,
Which one do I use? The red one or the green one? The green one, right? Hello?
I don't know what she's talking to. Okay, so that goes like that. Was it
No,
Grant's?
no.
It wasn't Grant's from Ripon?
I have no idea.
No idea.
It had Grant Edwards,
Adventures or something. Endeavors. It was like ENDEAV or something.
but
Okay, no worries. Okay, it was really weird. That's all right. We're gonna pop up our little Roxy's here. So we'll do. I thought maybe it was Grant and Ripon calling back about our beekeeper's guides. Okay, this will go along the bottom here. Well, I guess what you could do, if you guys want, so you're technically, if you don't want your tree like growing out of the bottom, like you could put some green down here, right? I didn't do it on this one, and you don't really see it on this side, but if you want to make it look like your tree is growing in grass, you might just add a little, right, greenery down here. Right, so that it at least makes it look like there's grass growing. Right, now you can go back to putting your Roxy's on here. And now this one. we put tear and tape on the top and the bottom. And then what we'll do is we'll put dimensionals through the middle here. Like that. Come on. Okay. So the benefit of having a sample card, so like if you guys make a card at home and you want to case it and make another one, the great thing is you can stage it. Like here, I can put this right over the top, and then I can set this right over it. Since I've already done the work of figuring out where I wanted it once, then that was really easy for me. So I've got the 2 leaves coming out this way and the acorns that way. That tail is perfect the way it is. And then I just need to trim this tail a little bit. And then what we can do is go over here, and we've got a dimensional there that's not going to be sticky at all. So what we might do now then is just put one right above it and below it, like that. And then I think what we'll do is put one right at the bottom of each of the acorns, one at the tippy tips of the leaf, each of the leaves. Let's see what happens. And then we'll put glue through the middle there. And when we put that over here, it really dresses this up. So I've got the edge of this vanilla lined up with the edge of the old olive over here. Something like that. Very cool. And then you've got the streak dots. Now, for almost all of the fall cards that we did for our classes, we used either the streak dots or the Cajun dots. So you have a big and a small, and then one other one. So I'm going to put my big and my small up here. And then on this one, it has a small. Whoa. That guy, that'll be a big. We'll just put it right there. All right. So what could you Stella if you wanted to Stella something on this card? Well, you'd have to be very careful because anything that you color will potentially bleed. But we could try it. Like, oh, we'll go for it. So I'm going to go really fast, all right? I don't want to... But you could do your greenery. Like that. Okay. Now that just picked up a whole bunch of green ink, or colored pencil on my Stella. So I'm going to wipe that out, right? Because I don't want to get green everywhere else. But I might just go down by these acorns really quick. Just know that it'll blend the color around a little bit, and then it picked it up. Right, so you can't barely see it, but there is a little brown in here and there's a little green because that color got picked up by the Stella. Okay. Oh, voila and a half. Okay. So we did it. We got through the 3 cards. Really heavily intensive in our coloring endeavors today. So we've got that one done. Right? The streaked dots are really pretty. We got that on those 2. And then we put the Cajun gems on that one. And this is called the Let's Just Stamp Amber Autumn Trees, which you guys really surprised me. Because normally we've found that when we have a lot of focal images that need coloring, you guys don't always like, not necessarily don't like them, but you don't, it's very hard because sometimes people feel like they need to have the exact stamp to do the cards. And so sometimes people won't get the kits, but you guys, you knocked my socks off saying, like the fact that we went through 60 of these and they're gone even before class started, which was like, that's great. My mom loves it when there's no kits left. So that's perfect. So again, I'll start a waiting list. Like if at least 2 to 3 people reach out to me and say, hey, if you do end up getting more of those, please let me know. Like, and that you want them, like don't tell me you're thinking about it. Like, but if you know you want them and that you are definite that you'd get them if we made more, that's what I'd want to know. And we'll consider definitely kitting up between like at least 4 more. If we're gonna do it, we need to at least do 4. So yeah, very good. So what is your favorite? What is your favorite? I think I like the big tree. There's something about that one I like too. I love the idea of this. So if you guys are looking for a nice layout to case, this one's really cool because you can feature the designer paper in the back, and then having these 2 little rectangle strips offsetting each other with like complementary colors. And then the circle on there with the leaves coming. I like the layout of that a lot too, but I love the tree on that one. Sorry, Mr. Pumpkin, I'm not giving you slack here, but you're cute, you're good. There's something about these 2 that I absolutely love even more. But I love that we mixed the pumpkins here with the pumpkins here. will you make more of the fun folds, Carmen? I don't think so. If we're gonna make more of any class, it would probably be this one. I had mentioned early on in this live that the fun folds are a lot of work. They're so much work to kit. Like the folding, like the scoring, and then the number of pieces, and it's just, there's a lot more that goes into it. And we sold out of that one already. I think on Friday I had to mark it. So if you guys are ever wondering if a card class goes out of stock, where do I have my phone over here? I can show you what we do if it goes out of stock. I go on the website. So we're in today's class right here on the 15th, and it'll say here, registration is full for this class, right? So if you see that, that means like we don't have any left. I should have put on here, we'll start a waiting list, but I did the same thing also here for the catalog launch party. So if you guys go to holiday mini launch party, I put that on here too. Registration is full, right? So, and I don't think, like when you look at, we don't have the bandwidth. I would have to say we don't have the bandwidth to kit more of that one, where the Let's Just Stamp is relatively easy for us to kit. For the fun folds, it's like, it's yeah, I'd have to beg and plead, and we're already working on, and I'm just telling you, like, we're already working on the Palooza. We're prepping for the order-based class, and we're prepping for ink paper. Like, we're already like designing and prepping for October, so it's gonna be really hard to kind of fit in kitting more of the fun folds. So that's just it, you guys. Sometimes, and this is for anybody that's newer to watching me, like sometimes we'll have extra kits, and it's not my goal to have 15 to 40 left or 30 left of a class. By the time I have class, my goal is only to have like less than 5 left by the time I have a class. And it's been kind of hit and miss. The beginning of the year, we had lots of extra card kits, which we're working our way through them. And over from July, August, and now into September, we're right on and running out. The way to know too, after a class is held, is if you go to the events calendar. No, if you go to resources right here, underneath these first few links, you would find the past classes. And so somebody just asked me this morning for the botanical textures class that was back in May, and they must not have looked on here, and I'll go back to them, but I took it off of here because I sold out. There was 4 left as of like 3 weeks ago, and then over the last 2 weeks, the botanical textures went away. So this is really where you would find to see if there are any classes left, right? Is in the past classes section here. And that was always the best bet, is to go to look there first. And if it's not there, then you know I don't have it. And I don't know. I feel bad when you ask me. I really do. Because I have to say no, and I hate saying no. I feel like a mother with her children, and it's really hard to say no. But I have learned to have my mom say, you have to say no. Diane says, you have to tell people no. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to, though. So, all right. Hi, Yvette Lopez. You did miss it. We're just about done. And we even started an hour later than normal. And Michelle said the pumpkin card or the big tree is her favorite. Yay. Sue says all 3 are gorgeous. Good. Carmen says she snoozed and she lose. But Carmen, you have so many card classes to work on putting together. So I bet you have a fun folds from the past that needs to get put together. So it's okay. I have an entire bag down here for you, Carmen, of lots of your August classes and past classes. So you will have plenty to work on. Yes. But the fun folds are going to be fun class to put together. Debbie Gass loves the pumpkins. Sherry says they're classy. Good, good, good. Susan loves them all. Under a pile of papers says the middle one with the curry and the Cajun. Not the curry, the Cajun and the cherry. And Anna says the middle one. Okay. Sherry says the second one. The pumpkins. All right. Pat says love them all. Linda says, oh, you guys are liking the pumpkin one. Oh, I'm so happy. All right. Okay. Let me grab my book here, you guys. We're going to do a little random number generator. For somebody who placed an order to get the class for free, to see who the door prize winner is. Let's see here. So for a number of orders, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, cool beans. So we'll do a random number generator for 12 different numbers, and we'll see who our winner chicken dinner is. So, da-da-da! Number 12. last but certainly not least is Rose Garibaldi. Yay, Rose. Awesome sauce. Okay, you got it, girlfriend. So, I don't know if you're still watching, Rose, but I'll have a door prize for you whenever I mail out your next set of classes. I hope that's always my intention. So, sometimes I miss it, but then I make it up the next time. So, it's all good in the hood. All right. You seem still under the weather. No, Michelle, if you go back and watch the beginning of the live, you'll understand why my nose is stuffy. So, that's exactly right. You'll watch it and you'll understand why. So you would be proud of me. I am making the Palooza cards now. Good job. Yay, Carmen. And I have lots of Paloozas available, you guys, too, and escapes available. So if anybody wants to get on those things, just reach out to me. I'll get you the sign up link. The ink, paper, scissors is the next autumn class. That is what I showed off here, you guys, with this autumn tree. Yes, this is ink, paper, scissors, this class right here. It is set for September 25th, I think. So we have the escape now. So I won't be live for a little while to the general public, but I have a Zoom call with my escape attendees on Wednesday at noon. And then we have the escape Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that will be, we have 60 people that are in person. And then I have about another 50 or 55 online. And I have about 15 spots open yet. No, 19 maybe. And then we roll out of the escape and we have mystery card night a week from tonight, because it's Monday, next Monday, the 22nd. And then we have ink, paper, scissors together on Thursday night, the 25th. And then we're planning to do the showcase for October classes on September 27th. Okay. So we've got lots of stuff lined up, but if you guys, so I won't be live this Thursday like I normally am. So don't be looking for me on Thursday. What I will try to do is post a past class that I have extra kits of and put that out there in case you guys want to watch that and see if there's kits that you want to get from it. So yeah, so Yvette Lopez came through for us, you guys. She did the Peaceful Garden display, and it went postal today. It got mailed out, and it should be here by Thursday, just in the nick of time for the escape, which is awesome. So, hello, Mary Ellen Ryan from Montana. Thank you so much. And Debbie likes the pumpkin. Very good. All right. So, you guys, I've got an appointment at 4:30 to look at some tile, and I have class again at 6. So, we're going to rock on, roll right out of here, and maybe get a little lunch in the interim. So, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon and evening, and we'll see you again soon sometime. Love ya. Bye.